I'm just a blue belt, but I entered an expert level jiu-jitsu competition and ended up facing 2 brown belts and an MMA fighter. This is what happened. My first match would be against Jake, a brown belt with sneaky submissions. I started the match off by coming up and hitting a double leg, but I end up in an arm-in guillotine. He tries switching to an arm-out guillotine, so I block his elbow to defend. When finishing a guillotine, you want to lift up your elbow to apply the choke, so by blocking it, I'm stopping him from finishing the submission. I'm able to suck my head out and escape, but Jake's not done attacking. I try pulling out of his closed guard, but he throws up an omoplata. I grab his leg so he doesn't lock it up, and as he goes for a Kimura, I limp arm out and start escaping. In my head, I'm thinking that I'm finally getting a chance to pass his guard, but as I go for a knee slice, I end up in another guillotine. Bruh. He starts coming up and going for my back, but I punch in an underhook and stand up to escape. I grab his ankle and go to single leg X. Then, I heist up to get the takedown. He opens his closed guard, so I staple his leg and lock up a body lock. I finally had a chance to start passing his guard. I knee slice to one side before jumping to the other to get the pass, but I end up having to defend another submission. This time, it was the buggy choke. I pop my head out of the buggy choke, and I grab a seatbelt. Then, I chair sit and start looking for the rear triangle. I lock it up. I was so close to the submission that I could taste it, but time was running out, so I grab Jake's leg and start going for the choke. I see it's not working, so instead, I grab his foot and start bending it to get the tap with the toe hold. My next match is against Nicholas, a jiu-jitsu brown belt. I pull guard and do some butt scooting. I grab his leg and I push him back as I stand up to get a quick 2 points. I throw in a heel hook, then start running around his guard, but I leave too much space and he's able to stand up. We get reset. I was just gonna go pull guard again, but all of a sudden, Nicholas shoots in on a single leg. I push his head away to create distance, but he keeps a tight hold of my ankle. After hopping around for a while, I'm able to get my leg free and pull guard again. Nicholas enters into my butterfly guard. From there, I snatch up an underhook, and I hit a butterfly sweep. I drop down to lock up the body lock. Then, I step my leg up and clear his knee. I insert a butterfly hook and knee slice to the other side. I kick my foot free to get the pass, earning me 3 more points just before the round ends. I won that match on points and was on to my next match against Kaushik, an MMA fighter trained by none other than the jiu-jitsu legend Ryan Hall himself. Kaushik pressures into my guard. You never want to let someone control your head, so notice how I remove his collar tie to protect my head. I elevate him into double unders before switching to single leg X. He clears my foot from his hip, so I go to X guard. From X guard, I heist up and end up with his leg up on my shoulder. I try tripping him, but it turns into a scramble and we end up getting reset. In a surprising turn of events, Kaushik pulls guard. He grabs an underhook and goes into single leg X. NANI? I backstep out to escape, so Kaushik turtles and stands up to get out. No points were scored, so it ended up going to a ref's decision. It was all up to this ref to choose who'd win the match. After an entire minute of thinking and doing complex math, the ref makes his decision, and I end up losing the match. I thought that I should have won, but it didn't matter. Me and Kaushik were going to have a rematch. The bracket was a round robin, and the 2 people with the best records went on to the final. We had the best records, so we got to decide once and for all who the better grappler was.
Final round. Fight!
I start the match by pulling guard, but I'm only there for a second. I wrestle up into a single leg. I uppercut his leg and try tripping him. But this man is just too flexible. I go for another trip, but I whiff, so I decide to pull guard. which does not work out for me. I almost get my guard passed, but luckily, I'm able to keep my knee inside. This knee is the only thing stopping Kaushik from scoring on me right now. The match just started, but I used so much energy on that single leg that I was feeling gassed. But I knew I just had to keep my knee inside and look for a way to get my guard back. I start to feel that there's space, so I invert and get my guard back. I decide to change up my strategy and start going for leg locks. I go to single leg X and threaten a heel hook. He backsteps to defend. However, this gives me the crab right. I'm able to take his back from here, but he turns into me before I get the chance. I go for another heel hook, but he does the same defense. He threatens a heel hook and starts trying to go into a leg drag. Luckily, I'm able to get a hook in and start regaining my guard. I go to single leg X again. Time was running out and I needed to score, so I drive forward into a single leg. This time, I run the pipe, but Kaushik is able to lock up a front headlock and flip me over. He breaks me down to a hip, and as I come up, he spins behind me. I try standing up, but he pulls me back with a seatbelt. I fall to the side and turn into him to escape, but I end up down 2 points.
You're down 2, Josh! Can you go for something?
So I hit an arm drag and start looking for his back. I jump up and throw in my hooks, but I run out of time, and I end up losing the match. I ended up getting second place. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Peace.